Hey everybody, today we're going to be going over the Flippy Card Event again. The reason I'm covering this a second time is because I'm going to be going through and remaking a lot of my videos because I don't like the quality of the initial ones, and I've learned a lot more information that I want to add to these and kind of condense it down to hopefully be even a shorter video, but still provide more in-depth information so you guys can make decisions based upon that. So with that, let's jump right into this. So to get to it, you go to your valuable events. Scroll all the way over and you'll find Flippy Card. I've intentionally left mine undone today so we can do the video. And how this works is you basically have 9 cards here that have a different amount of rewards. So each deck has its own set of rewards. So as you can see on the screen here, here's the blue deck. And popping up on the screen now, you should have the blue, the gold, and the purple deck written out and the quantities of each. So that's what each of the decks has. I'll let you know that the decks have a 56% chance of dropping blue, a 17% of gold, and a 27% of purple. That plays a big part into how to play this event, in my opinion. And it also will help you guys understand kind of the breakdown I do kind of later in the video. But basically, this event is good to a point, and then after a point, it kind of becomes mediocre. And it doesn't get any worse than mediocre. So that's kind of how I feel about the event. And I really feel like you should be doing this event, especially if you need gold shards, the perk speed ups, or even blue mat choice boxes. So with that, how this event works is you get 1 free flip a day and you get 5 free refreshes, 5 refreshes at 100 gems, and 5 refreshes at 200 gems. Every time you open all 9 cards, it automatically gives you a free refresh. So we'll show you here on the screen. You hit 1 card, it gives you your reward. Anytime you want to see what rewards are still remaining, you can click on this little icon here in the top left, and it will show you what you have gotten, and then everything that's still left for that deck. Some things I suggest would be skipping the blue decks because they're not worth it. Skipping the blue decks. We're going to keep skipping the blue decks here. And it obviously you can see here that holds true of the ratio that you actually get these decks, and then flip all on the gold. The reason I say that is because yes, you can flip them like this here, where you do it one at a time. But I'm going to let you know that even though it's supposed to be even odds to get every reward, your rewards are almost always going to be the best thing last. So that's how that works. And you can keep going. What I suggest is to keep going through until you hit the 300s. Once you hit the 300s, that's where you have a choice to make. So if you open all the way up through the 200s, getting your gold chests only, you are going to average about 150 gems per shard. And I say 150 gems because the gold decks in my mind are worth 2 plus 6 gold shards. So it's not just the 6 gold shards here, but because of the total of all the tokens, which is 630, you are able to take those tokens, and I'll show you where those go in a second, and click this top middle card store, and you can actually buy right here 2 shards for 300 tokens. Now, I don't personally buy those. You can see what I buy right here because I don't believe gold shards are my target anymore for my account. So that's personal preference, and I'll have another breakdown coming soon of how I view rewards and how you guys should decide what you need for your account, but that's where my account's at. So once you get up to the refreshes that cost 300 gems, and it should be this one, I believe, here on mine. Oh, one more. That's where you have a decision to make. So if you go beyond this point, you have about 12-ish spins, or flips, I should say, before you start getting over the 200 gems per shard mark. And I want to say that because that's kind of the point where that's kind of the point where shards become average value. So 200 is average value for shards. You can get them in the flash sale, You can get them in treasure stores. You can get them lots of places at 200. That's kind of what's the deemed average through most of Top War. I believe most people would agree with that. Anything cheaper than that is your goal. Anything more expensive than that, you're overpaying. So at about 12 shards, that's right around when it hits 200. Or sorry, at about 12 extra spins of the 300 refreshes. So if you hit this 300 refresh 12 times, that is where I shouldn't even say the refresh, just 12 in all, including the free ones you get for opening the whole deck. That's where it's going to hit right about 200. If you go beyond that, you're going to start raising your average up to about 260 as you keep going. Obviously, it will progressively go there, but 260 is about the max. So this event's not going to be a terrible event if you do keep spending on it, your gems on it, but it's also not going to be the best event if you go beyond, I would even say, just 10 of those refreshes after you hit 300. So kind of how I play the event is to hit 300 and then I usually do like 5, get 1 gold deck out of it, and then run away. So I'm still under 200. I still got a profit from it, and I'm done. Then what I do is I go to the card store, which is kind of the topping on the cake, I say, for this event, where you can choose these rewards. And these rewards are all fairly good rewards. Even the component chests are nothing to be scoffed at. The only thing that's kind of meh in here is the gems, but I see that as kind of a, hey, you got extra tokens at the end. Why don't you gather them or use them on something? So make sure you're utilizing the store for whatever you need. Some highlights in here are obviously the blue mat chests. You have shards. Make sure if you're choosing to buy shards, you buy this shard before this shard, as this top one's 300 per shard, the bottom one's 400 per shard token wise. So and then obviously the Odinium and the units are very expensive down at the bottom, but that's kind of meant for the big spenders anyways. So other than that, there's a Flippy ranking if you care for that. It'll show you who's spent how many gems on the event in all. That includes how many gems you spent on refreshes, not just flipping the cards. But other than that, that's pretty much Flippy cards. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and see ya.